On March 10, a foreign 6-ton drone crashed in the center of Zagreb, Croatia's capital. No one was injured, luckily, as it hit an empty parking lot in the middle of the night. Why am I making a video on a drone crash in Croatia? I think it's both relevant and quite interesting. Just to remind everyone, Croatia is both a member of Nato and the EU. What do we know so far? The drone is from Ukraine. It flew over the airspace of 3 NATO countries. First Romania, then Hungary, and finally crashing in Croatia. Keep in mind that all of this is happening on NATO's eastern border. It is arguably the most monitored airspace on the planet. The drone, a Soviet-era Tu-141 made during the 80s. These are not attack drones. Their mission is to fly up and scout enemy positions. And as you can see, they're actually quite big, so we were lucky that no one was hurt. It's still unclear, but from most of what I read, it seems to be Ukrainian, since they are the only ones that officially still have these drones after the breakup of the Soviet Union. And they did use them before, during 2014. By the looks of it, it either malfunctioned or was on accident given the wrong coordinates. There is some last minute information that I'm adding just before I post this video. The Croatian investigation officially proved that the drone was Ukrainian. Also, it was carrying a bomb. By the looks of it, this reconnaissance drone was modified in order to strike the Russian positions. So here's what's amazing to me. A 40-year-old drone can fly over 3 NATO states and land in one's capital. At first, I assumed that it was one of those low-flying drones, since when objects fly very close to the ground, they're almost invisible to radar. But no, that was not the case. This 6-ton museum piece was flying over a kilometer in the air, in NATO airspace for almost an hour. It was not shut down nor intercepted by other aircraft. And maybe worst of all, the Croatian forces were not informed that there was an unidentified aircraft coming from a war zone and heading for their airspace. So there was clearly a lack of communication, and at the end it managed to simply crash. The two theories are that either it ran out of fuel or it was specifically given coordinates for that part of Zagreb. This could have happened on mistake, since there is a place in Ukraine with the exact same name as the place in Zagreb where the drone fell. So an operator might have just looked up the wrong coordinates. But I don't know much about Soviet-era drone reconnaissance warfare, so I really can't be sure about that part. So there are two interesting conclusions here. First, I'm starting to develop an appreciation for Soviet engineering. Seriously, how does this thing still work? And the second, more important one, you can't win nuclear war. There are people out there that believe that maybe we could shoot down nuclear missiles, or maybe not now, but we could in the near future with just a few technological improvements. Even when detected, we can't reliably shoot down a 40-year-old Soviet drone. How can we shoot down ICBMs that pretty much go into space and then land? Or that weird Russian giant underwater nuclear torpedo? Or those new hypersonic missiles that go 10 times faster than this old drone? Or how could we shoot down hundreds or maybe thousands of those that are launched at the same time? And I'm not saying NATO members are incompetent. The same thing could have happened to the Chinese or the Russians. In this regard, everyone is incompetent. That's why peace is not the best option, it's the only option. This was a quick video. From now on, I will try to cover other things. Honestly, I was obsessing over Ukraine, and that translated into my video making. If you like this video, you can check out the one I made on Putin's 5 possible motivations for starting this war. Or you know what, maybe it's enough of war. You can also learn about the Great Green Wall of Africa. Maybe we should focus on humanity's achievements for a bit, and the amazing things we can do when we're not killing each other. If you want to support a small channel, consider subscribing. I hope you have an amazing day.